Hello everybody, Car Salesman here. I'm going to walk through getting APO++ set up. It's a really useful tool made by Kryptonfly. It helps better utilize the hybrid architecture of 12th, 13th, and 14th gen Intel processors, where they have two different types of physical cores. There's performance cores and there are efficiency cores, and the engines of games do not, and other applications do not always properly utilize one versus the other, depending on what the intent is. If it's high performance, low latency, to use the performance cores, and for max processing power and electrical efficiency, to use the efficiency cores. So when we're gaming, we want to allow the information to get out of the CPU and to the GPU as quickly as possible. And I found that the immediate change when I made this program better utilize the hardware was just such a noticeable increase in smoothness of the game. Swinging the mouse around in game, looking at different things, obviously getting in gunfights when everything goes real smooth with your hardware and the way it's utilized. It's a lot better experience, and you end up with more frags and less deaths. So definitely check it out if you have one of these 12th, 13th, or 14th gen Intel processors, because it is a gigantic upgrade in quality of life for a Hell Let Loose player. So first thing, I'll go ahead and include a link to download this APO++ RAR file. WinRAR is now a Windows utility you can get from Microsoft, I found out the other day. So look for it online, or just open up your Windows search or go on the Microsoft store and type in WinRAR. It'll find it there too. So I'm going to push extract files because I need to fully extract all this stuff before we can access different things when we're running it. So I went ahead and moved the RAR file to my desktop. That's the folder I have up here. It'll, by default, when you download something out of your browser, it goes to your downloads folder. I'm using the desktop just because that's where I put crap, and I just reinstall Windows once every year or two. If you may be more organized or might be somewhere better, you are going to need to keep this extracted folder somewhere on your computer so that it can get utilized when you run the game and any other games that you decide to use with this nice tool made by Kryptonfly. Let's extract the file. I've already done so. So we're just going to go in here. First thing you'll do is install. And you just hit enter. Boom, we're installed. So now I can open up the GUI, and still finding that. Okay, so your profile tab will be empty at first. So what you'll do is launch Hell Let Loose, get the process running, find the process in here. It is called HLL-win64-shipping.exe. It's pretty easy to find in the processes tab because it'll be like a different color because it popped up after this was already running. So once you find the process for HLL, you're going to push add, go over, it'll put it on this profiles list here. We're going to make sure it says profile enabled. This is a quick way to disable it if you ever wanted to in the future. You're going to select all of your performance cores and all of your efficiency cores. This is actually a 14900 KF, so I've disabled a bunch of efficiency cores because I have a weak VRM on the motherboard that I'm using right now. This does nothing to HLL. This is important, but the default is the best answer, or the best option, which is off. Prefer P cores. You're going to take your spoof count down to the number of cores you have, so you can count those by adding 1 to whatever total the highest core number is. You just add 1 to it. So there are 16 performance cores, but it counts starting at 0, and then 4 E cores. So 19 plus 1 is 20. So there are 20 threads, and we're going to limit it to 20 threads. You're going to check spoof enabled and hide HT, and then we're going to push save. Up here at the top, we're going to push apply changes, restart service. When the game engine starts, it's basically going to launch this exe here. We're going to set that up in the Steam options. We're going to right click Hell Let Loose, go to properties. This here, I'll go ahead and push this. So this is just something I recommend use all available cores for everybody. DX12 is the type that you're going to want to run if you have one of these 12th, 13th, 14th gen Intel processors. It runs best on DirectX 12. Everything before this, so this portion, I'll go ahead and include in the description. You're going to throw in just for the purpose of APO++, controlling which threads your game is scheduled to. That's what's going to allow this to hook in every time you launch Hell Let Loose. So it's going to be the destination folder where you where you extracted the RAR file, and then after the last backslash, it'll be apopp_launcher.exe. This is also in the README. CryptonFly made a great README, and you're going to need to make sure that this matches wherever you ended up putting the file on your hard drive. So that's where I got this information. I just added that apopp_launcher.exe. So paste that into the game options. It does have a service tab, so I can see all the activity about whether or not it properly got put in. So you can see it says APO service, APOPP-service start. That's me launching Hell Let Loose. When profile loaded, so the profile loaded correctly, and it counts out how many cores and threads that it detects for your CPU. Up here at the top in the service, you're going to go ahead and install, and it's now running. It'll automatically start up each time. So you'll hit install and then start. That is the tutorial. Enjoy the performance gains in Hell Let Loose, and thanks for watching.